Let's talk honestly about something that sparks strong feelings in break rooms and shop floors. Unions. For decades, unions have been both praised and criticized. Some see them as the only way to secure fair pay and respect. Others see them as expensive and inflexible. What matters is not the slogans or the politics, but the reality on the ground today. So what does a union actually mean for an hourly worker? At its core, it means you are not negotiating alone. A union allows you and your co-workers to bargain together with your employer. That collective voice often leads to higher wages, better benefits, and stronger job protection. Look what Sean O'Brien and the Teamsters did for UPS workers in 2023. Also in 2023, Sean Fain of the UAW secured a historic contract for his union with the automakers. A good union contract sets clear rules on pay scales, overtime, safety, and discipline. It can protect you from sudden firings or arbitrary scheduling. It can also give you a grievance process when management ignores your concerns. There is also the psychological side. Unionizing can give workers a sense of dignity. It says that the people who keep the machines running or the store open are not disposable. They have a seat at the table. For many workers, that feeling of solidarity is worth as much as the dollars on a paycheck. But there are risks and costs you need to weigh carefully. Being a union member isn't all peaches and cream, and it won't cure every ill at your workplace. Membership usually comes with dues, which are automatically taken out of your paycheck. About half the states are right-to-work states, which means joining a union at your employer is optional if it is a union shop. Union dues supports union staff, legal battles, and organizing efforts. If the union is weak or poorly led, you might feel like you are paying for little in return. There is also the issue of flexibility. In a union shop, decisions about scheduling, promotions, or layoffs likely follow strict seniority rules. That can be good if you have years of service, but frustrating if you are newer and outperforming others. The lazy worker with 20 years in the union will get promoted before the 5-year guy with tons of talent and hustle. And then there are strikes. Strikes are the most visible show of union power, but they also potentially mean lost wages for the people walking the picket line. Yes, there is likely a strike fund, but that money doesn't typically replace your regular paycheck. Sometimes strikes succeed and bring real gains. Other times they drag on and create hardship without major change. Employers also fight hard against unions, sometimes through intimidation or legal challenges. You have to expect resistance and be prepared for it because your group will encounter it. It's not an if, but a when type situation. So when does unionizing make sense? It makes sense if your employer doesn't treat the hourly workers fairly, there is strong unity among workers, if the main issues are clear and widely shared, and if there is a credible union backing you with resources and experience. It makes less sense if the workforce is divided, if potential leadership is untrustworthy, or if workers are not willing to hold strong and come together. Let's look at what has been happening in the past 5 years. In New York, workers at Amazon's JFK8 warehouse voted to form a union in 2022. That was historic because Amazon had fought unions for decades. At Starbucks, more than 500 stores across the country have unionized since 2021, giving thousands of baristas collective power for the first time. In April 2024, Volkswagen workers in Chattanooga, Tennessee, voted to join the UAW, a breakthrough in the South where unions have struggled for decades. In 2025, employees at a Whole Foods store in Philadelphia voted to unionize, becoming the first in that chain to do so. And at REI, outdoor retail workers in multiple cities have organized since 2022. These examples show that unionizing is not a relic of the past. It is happening right now in industries that once seemed untouchable. What can we learn from these stories? First, change is possible even against enormous odds. Second, organizing is a long battle. Many of these workers are still fighting to secure their first contract years later. Unionizing is only the first step. The real work comes after the vote when negotiations begin. Once the vote has been passed, It typically takes at least 1 year to negotiate the contract between the company and the collective bargaining unit. During that time, some members may feel like nothing is happening and get frustrated. So, should you unionize where you work? The answer is complicated. A union can be a powerful tool for fairness, safety, and respect. It can also bring costs, conflict, and challenges that not every group of workers is ready for. The key is to know your workplace, know your coworkers, and decide together if you are willing to face the fight and stay united. Does the destination justify the journey? At the end of the day, a union is not a magic cure. It is a tool. In the right hands, it can level the playing field and bring real change. In the wrong hands, it can leave you frustrated. If you or your group are considering it, take the time to learn, to talk with each other, and to weigh the risks and rewards. Speak to everyone in your workplace, not just the few folks in your department or friend circle at work. Take the temperature of the whole plant or store or warehouse as best you can. Meet off-site and on your own time. Have deep, honest discussions as a group and see if a union makes sense for your group. Once you have that knowledge, then reach out to the appropriate union for your industry and ask for a meeting. Make your choice, to unionize or not, with eyes wide open. Don't let emotion cloud or color your reasoning.